Hi, it's Jez from Nigezza.co.uk. Thank you for joining me today. So I'm on a bit of a mission to use up DSP. So there's only a few months left with the annual catalogue, and I've got loads of new paper from the new mini catalogue. So I thought, I've got this paper that it's not my favourite. I find these weird. You might have heard me say it before. They look like Ewoks from Star Wars. They just need eyes and they're crazy Ewoks. That's not my favourite colour on the other side either. So I thought I'm going to see, cutting these out, will I use them more if they're different? I found that with the bird ballad paper. When I cut out all the little birds, I've used them loads. And I really like them, and lots of people have mentioned how lovely those birds are. So I might find that with these Pansies Ewok things. So I'm hoping my Scan and Cut will cut these out. If you've got the dies that go with the Pansies, there's a stamp set and a die set that go with it. There is a die to cut these out. I don't know if it cuts the little ones out, but I'm sure it cuts the big ones out. So I'm going to have a go with that. We've also got this sheet. With these Pansies on stems, or Ewoks on funny bodies. And again, I thought if my Scan and Cut cuts these out, happy days, because I think they would look lovely either on the top of a card or on the top of a tag in a journal, and I think I'd use those an awful lot. The other side, I would use this gingham. I like it. So I could do half a sheet, which I might do on that, and then I've got half a sheet for something else. What are the other sheets here? We've got, on these ones, we've got smaller flowers, which I think would be fiddly. I think they'd be fiddly, and look at that lovely stripe. I'd use that. So I'm going to use that sheet as it is because I like it. So yeah, that one's not getting cut up. This one, I could cut those leaves out. I'm sure the Scan and Cut would cut those leaves out lovely. But I have an awful lot of dies and an awful lot of other things for making leaves, and I like that gingham. So I'm going to keep that gingham, and I think it might go nice actually with that a little bit maybe. So I'm going to keep that sheet. So I think in my goal to use up sheets, I've got two there that I'm going to see what I can do with. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I just thought I'd pop back on again. I scanned it in and I wasn't sure if these lighter edges would pick up, and it didn't. So it picked up all the others fine, but these ones with the lighter petals didn't pick up. So I've just gone round them with a pencil, and hopefully that will work out. So I just thought I'd show you, just in case you've got this sheet, you've got a Scan and Cut and you want to have a go. Didn't take me too long, and so now I'm going to cut them out, and the pencil, so they'll rub out afterwards. Okay, so there we are, all cut out. As you can see, for some reason these didn't scan very well, these two, nor did these, so I didn't cut them. So it got most of them, and I'm quite pleased with that. I didn't cut them with a border, so I did end up going pencil all the way round. So like down here where I only went round the bottom and not all the way around, I think that affected it. It didn't pick it up, whereas when I went all the way around it seemed to, except it didn't there. It had a problem with this one. I think it's because that was lighter and that's darker, I don't know. Weird machine. If you're expecting perfection, you're not going to get it. If you're expecting not to be frustrated, you will be. Well, I wasn't frustrated, it's just like, oh, don't do that, that's weird. So yeah, so I've got little bits on the back I could use. I could cut them down into scraps, do a little scrap buster with it, or I could indeed cut some of these out by hand if I really wanted them. So I don't think that was bad. The other sheet with the full plants on, so to speak, it got most of them. I let it cut that, even though I knew that it was missing the top, and even though I drew around it in a pencil, still didn't pick it up. But hey ho, it was doing some of these a bit weird. It wasn't really, I sort of got bored with drawing around, so some of these were lighter bits. I just didn't bother, so I made them miss them out. It didn't do these too well. It was not doing them fully, so where it was lighter, so it was going to cut that bottom bit of the stem off and then cut these bits separately, so I just cancelled them. So I did learn that you can tell it to ignore certain size objects, so it was able to ignore these little bees really easily by just going tap 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 on the machine. So I quite like that. That was Ashley from Apple Lover 53. She told me that. So yeah, so there's a few left, but I've got lots, and on the back actually I've got quite big strips of this DSP, and I did like it, so I'm quite happy that I've got some of this left, so I'll probably use this for things, so that's okay as well. So now I'm going to, I just put that white card there so you can see it. So I've got lots. Now some of them you can see the bit of pencil line, but that's not a problem. I'll just rub them out. So we've got loads of pansies there, and that's the one that cut weird. Looks like a bit of a dog. I'm watching Doctor Who at the moment. I taped the whole series. I didn't watch it. So I'm binging it now. But there's not many episodes, is there? And so there's a big dog in it. And yeah, he kind of reminds me of him a bit. But I like that. Cool. So yeah, I'm really pleased with how this has worked out, and I've learned a few more things about my machine that I didn't know before. So kind of every time I use it, I learn a little bit more. So and so far I'm very happy. That's really cool. It took me, what did it take me to cut all these out? Probably about 40 minutes. I'd still be cutting now if I wouldn't even finish the pansies, and my hands would be so sore. It wouldn't be funny. So anyway, yeah, just want to show you. Love that. Reminds me a little bit, although it's the wrong colour, isn't it, of Beauty and the Beast. But how cool are they? And I think tags on my journals. Love those leaves. They're cool, and they could work with the pansy. So there were a few leaves on their own, and there were a few that cut a few off. And that one's got a bit, is a bit windblown, that one. Oh yeah, that's one of the leaves that's come off, but no matter. We can stick it down. He's lost his beard, but I don't think that matters either. So yeah, how fun is that? So now we've got I'm going to do a project. I think I'm going to use quite a lot of these though for tags in my journals. I think they'll look absolutely fab, as I've used my little birds. So these might go in my junk journaling ephemera holder, and some of these will as well, but I am going to do a card, I think. Okay, so now we're ready to make a card, and I thought, I don't know what to do with these pansies, and then I remembered that my good friend Jill from Paper Daisy Crafting had fussy cut them and used them on a card. So I did a quick search, and this is the card that Jill made. She did it in the different colours, and she's used the ombre gift bags that are in the 2023 in colours, with the gingham from the back of the pansy paper. So I thought, yeah, and these are the leaves from the DSP as well. She fussy cut them. So I thought, oh, let's do a quick case. Let's do a case. I've done it a little bit differently, and I've already made a couple of cards. These are the ones I've done. So you can see I've done them a bit differently because I've used a different leaf, and I've not used the ombre bags. I've just used DSP, and these are the 6x6 colour family packs that you get. We've got one for each colour family and the in colours. So yeah, I thought that went really, really well. Right, so those are the ones I've done. So in the DSP, where I cut out the ones that were the foliage, those were the shapes of the leaves, and I didn't have enough of these to use in this. I didn't want to cut up the same page that Jill did, so I looked at those leaves and thought, oh, that's quite a nice match for the leaves punch, which is new in the mini catalogue. So yeah, I thought I'd go for those. So I've done these two by using this DSP again. So that's Evening Evergreen that I've put in the background. I thought these in colours do sort of go so well together, so I thought pick a colour to do the leaves. This one I've done in cardstock, so you can do it either way. So I'm quite happy with that. The thank you has come from Sweet Ice Cream. I love that font. So gonna make another. So the full colours were your fresh freesia, polished pink, pale papaya, and then the yellow in the card in the daffodils is I think it's Bumblebee, and I don't have that colour in the 6x6 sheets. I didn't buy that colour family one, so I didn't like them quite so much, if I'm honest. So I've gone for this. So this is, because this is a really good match, even though it's light and dark shades are so saffron, so it's perfect. And this is the Simply Marvellous DSP. So this is free with a £45 order. And we've got Balmy Blue, Basic Grey, Blushing Bride, Bumblebee. Oh, Bumblebee is in it. That'll be why then. I didn't read that. I just read the So Saffron. So this is a mixture of Bumblebee and So Saffron. So that'll be why that fits perfectly. Coastal Cabana, Flirty Flamingo, Gorgeous Grape, Highland Heather, Misty Moonlight, Pool Party, Smoky Slate, and So Saffron. So it's a light and dark shade of each of these colours. This paper is, I love it. Love it. So we've got this lovely sort of satiny silky side, and then a marble side. So I thought for this card we'd use the marble side, and I think that would make a nice sort of backing for it. I thought this one might be too much. We'll have a look when we cut it down. So I've got Thick Whisper White as the card base. I'm going to cut this down to my normal layered card size. So I have them all marked up on my trimmer, so I don't have to think about the size. I've got the base, layer 1, layer 2, base, layer 1, layer 2, depending on which orientation it's in. So save that for another project. Put that back in the bag there. So I like to just take my bone folder and go over the edges when I've cut. It's a fresh blade. So we can do it that side or we can do it that side. So I'm going to get my stamping done. So I'm using the scalloped contours. Is that what they're called? Yes, scalloped contour dies. So it's the second one down for this. And so we need a piece of Whisper White. I'll just get that ready. So there's my piece of cardstock. So I will be die cutting this out, and I need to stamp my thank you. So I need my bumblebee ink so that it matches. So ink that up, and I'm going in the bottom corner. So I'm going to place the die on the cardstock so I can kind of see where I want it and stamp it down. There we go. And then I'm going to die cut that out. So that's die cut ready. So now we can have a little look and see which side I prefer showing on the background. So there's that one. This was my initial instinct, was to go for this side. But now I've done it, I think I prefer that one. Oh, that one. Yeah, gonna go for that one. And what I do, because I'm a bit of a frugal crafter, so this is from Stitch So Sweetly, the second one in. I'm gonna die cut that out of the centre because you're not gonna notice. And then I've got a little stitch rectangle, scalloped rectangle, that I can use for another project. So that's it done. And there, I'm going to put that back in my little packet of DSP there, all ready to be used for something else. So when you've gutted paper like this, it's easier to stick it down first. There we go, and then that can get stuck down on top. I'm popping up the pansies, so I'm not popping up this, but I could have popped this up and stuck the pansies flat down. That would be an option. Didn't think of it. Using my grid bat to help me judge it in the centre and straight. So I'm getting a load of thank you cards done, ready to send to customers. So these are the two stamped out leaves. So what I did is I cut a strip, a 1.5 inch strip, so that enables you to put it in the punch and punch. And you can get, this is out of the DSP, so you can get 3 out of a 1.5 inch strip. You can get 4 1.5 inch strips, so that will get you 12 leaves out of a 6x6 sheet. I'll save that for something else, but I say I've used cardstock for this one. So I'm just doing them, one going out diagonally to the corner and the other diagonally opposite there. That seems to be a nice way of doing it. Going over the white slightly. Doesn't matter about the centre so much because the pansies are going over the top. Little dab of Tombow, a little bit goes an awful long way with Tombow, and it will ooze. So I wasn't adding more then, I was just using my pinpoint to spread it about a bit. Use a dry baby wipe, and then any oozing will get mopped up. I take my baby wipes out and I put them on the radiator to dry, and so nice little throwaway mopping up cloth. So I'm just going to glue those together to make sure they stay together. Before I do that, I don't think I went round these, so I cut these out, as you know, on my scan and cut, so you don't get the nice beveled edges, but I do go around it a little bit on the with my bone folder, and it flattens it out a little bit, so a little bit Tombow there just on the corner so that I can glue them together like so. A little bit of oozing there because I did put too much on, and then we just need dimensionals to pop it up. So I like to put one across the join just to make sure, and it's DSP, so it's not cardstock, so I do put quite a few of these on to make sure it sticks well. So put a little one in the middle there and a couple of little ones on the outside, and that'll do nicely. It doesn't need that much to stick it on, but I want to give it some I want to sort of reinforce the edges so it doesn't come off. Bit of thread there, I don't know where that was coming from. So just forgot to speak then. I forgot I was being filmed because I made the others off camera. I was forgetting I was filming this one, and that is it. So very quick to put together once they're done there. So that's my 4 of my thank you cards that I need. So most of my makes that I've been doing for blog hops recently have been thank you cards, and it's a good way of getting my custom thank yous done. And yeah, so I hope you like that. I'll link down below to all of the projects. I'll also link in my blog to Jill's blog as well, so you can go and look at what she did, and she can show you how easy it is to fussy cut. So yeah, thanks for joining me. See you again soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll be back soon. Bye.